We now begin with the partner presentation of our category partner, Servify. Servify is the most seamless after-sales service platform that integrates multiple partners such as repair centers, payment gateways, logistics partner, distributors and retailers to deliver great customer experience. The platform helps the customers to get both in-warranty and out-of-warranty service, activation of protection plans and claim process. Started in the year 2015, Mumbai-based Servify with regional offices in US, Canada, Middle East, Australia and Europe, run by Service Lead Technologies Private Limited, is engaged in transforming the after-sales experience. To carry forward the presentation, I would now like to call upon Mr. Melville Fernandes, Head Supply Chain Management, Servify, to please come up on the stage. Can we hear a round of applause for Mr. Fernandes?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Reverse is the way forward is what I'm going to speak on today. Reverse logistics is one of the important functions in the logistic ecosystem which hasn't got enough attention as of today. The logistic industry is at an inflationary point today, confronted with challenges from revolutionary as well as transformational challenges in the ecosystem, caused primarily by the digital disruptive forces. Businesses are changing their expectations. New innovative businesses are being developed. This is causing a lot of transformation in the customer experience. Customer scenario has changed beyond buy from anywhere instead of return to anywhere, and that too at no extra cost. If I have to look traditionally at the business, the way of looking at logistic management would be as a supply chain management. I would like to take the case to a more progressive way of thinking and consider logistic management more of a customer experience. The B2B industry in the e-commerce space is likely to touch close to $6 trillion by 2020. At the same time, the retail e-commerce business is also likely to touch close to around about $4 trillion. This is causing most of the logistic partners to create a huge transformation in the way they look at forward and reverse logistics. This calls for basically a change in their operations into a much more seamless and omnidirectional service network. And in order to remain more relevant, they have to be competitive as well as profitable. Today, close to $4.5 billion are spent on after-sales service by brands in India alone. And most of this spend is done just on service partners to reach the nook and corner of the country. With such a big spend, brands don't have enough to invest directly into cutting-edge technologies to bring together a better customer experience. So what is the solution? Reverse logistics provides an important function which can transform this experience. So, reverse logistics is the key enabler of delivering a consumer experience. Yes, my friends, reverse logistics does deliver customer experience. Typically, manufacturers normally build a product and sell it. So they have the forward logistics well mapped. But very few really worry or try to innovate the reverse logistics, which in turn actually generates a greater customer loyalty. Today, if you see, the customer retention is much more when the customer has a better experience, that too during the reverse logistics, not the forward. When we talk about reverse logistics, a basic assumption is, okay, fine. There's a customer, we pick up a product, we bring it back to the warehouse. From the warehouse, it goes to a distribution point, and from the distribution point back into the manufacturer. But with the advent of the e-commerce in India, this has changed drastically. It's become much more complex scenario. So, just not considering reverse logistics as a part of return management, I would like to say reverse logistics is a process which is a part of the product life cycle. If we have to just look at the product life cycle, it includes a discovery phase where we make a decision based on the market trends, which product should I buy. Then we get into the purchase phase, then the onboarding, then we have a demonstration or a user assistance, the break fix service in case there is a problem with the product, we need assistance, and the last phase of the product life cycle is the end of life. The reverse logistics is predominantly seen in three distinct categories of the product life cycle here. In the purchase phase, how do we encounter a returns management? I got a product, I did not like it, it was not up to my expectation, it was broken. Return management. There is an event here for us. Upgrades and buybacks, today is very common. We have a lot of schemes for upgrades, buybacks. Return logistics has got a scope here. Break and fix in terms of a product return. So somebody comes to pick up the product, or you have an on-site repair. Somebody comes to your house to repair the product, as well as parts management. And end of life refers to the e-recycle. Today we are all very conscious of the environment. So e-recycle brands are promoting it in a very big way. So that gives a lot of opportunity, as well as upgrades and buybacks. So reverse logistics is present in each and every aspect in some way or the other as a process, as a product life cycle. So what does this opportunity look like? How big is this opportunity? Going ahead, I would like to just take one category, that is a smartphone category. Why did I select the smartphone category? It's one of the most happening categories today, the smartphone. Each one of us uses a smartphone. The smartphone ranges right from a 10K to a 100K price range of a product. So it's easily affordable now. So when we are spending close to 10K to 100K on the product, I think each one of us would have experienced this. If my mobile phone or my smartphone has got an issue or a problem, what do? I first look up which is the authorized service centers. After I find one, then I see, okay, fine, this is the nearest to my place. That's where I go and visit it. So if I drive down there, I have to search for parking. So there's no parking. I spend time locating the place, then parking. Once I'm into the service center, I have to wait in a queue because there are people waiting ahead of me. So once I give my product for servicing, then I'll be told, oh, the product, this particular part is not available, please come later. So eventually, it's a very bad customer experience. On the other hand, you spend around about 8,000 or so on a washing machine. You find somebody coming to your convenience, to your house to repair it. So why not in a mobile phone or a smartphone? Why can't somebody come to my house or at my convenience and do the same? So that's the thought process why I have taken smartphone as a category, just to show you the opportunity as one category in the whole segment. By 2019, we have close to 339 million devices, smartphone devices. And if I have to just consider a 6% field failure rate, what do I mean by field failure rate? Almost 6% on an average across all brands encounter an incident which requires the customer to visit a service center. It's close to 6% annualized. And that too, how many customers have gone through a digital channel, through an app, through a web? It's just 0.5% of that. Very small numbers, which translates to close to 1.6 million events in a year. On the other hand, if I look at the upgrades, we have close to 35% people opting for an upgrade today. And 17% of that comes through the e-commerce platforms, which leaves us with 57 million devices or events over a year. So the total event size is close to 58.6 million. And if I look at the ticket size of just $3 per ticket size, the opportunity which looks at us is close to 175 million. 175 million is what we are looking at with a very conservative figures. If I have to look at what would be the scenario in India by 2022, the number of devices would have just increased by 1.3%. But if you see, the opportunity size over the same period would have grown almost 2x. It's a huge opportunity for us in just one segment, one category, smartphones. So if I have to translate this into a bigger picture, if I have to look at it as a bigger picture, there are close to 283 million households in India alone. On an average, 8 devices, a television, a mobile phone, a washing machine, an AC. So we have close to 8 household devices on an average per household. And if I consider 20% or so as the conversion rate in terms of events, it translates into 452 million events in a year. And the opportunity size, 1.3 billion. So with such a big opportunity staring at our face, what stops us? What stops us from getting into this? So with opportunity comes challenges. And interestingly, I will still go by the same segment, the smartphone segment. In the smartphone segment, we all have purchased the smartphones through the e-commerce network. That's a very popular way of purchasing the smartphones. You get a wider choice, you get a better price. And that market has really grown, and also the challenges faced in that market. If I have to relate the returns management, which is a part of the product life cycle, the first challenge we face is the intentional frauds by customers. When you mean by intentional frauds by customers, I've ordered an iPhone 10 and I got it, I'm not happy with it. I want to return it back. There's no problem, absolutely no problem. I create a problem. So these are the intentional problems, intentional faults created by the customer. The second, inspection of products in a closed box pickup. Since the spread is huge across all tiers of the country, it is very difficult to go and pick up or physically open the device and check when on the returns management. So what leads to this is very innovative frauds, where we do not get a mobile bag. You may get a soap instead of a mobile in a box, or you may get a tile instead of a box. So there's a lot of innovation in this field from the end users. So this is another challenge faced by most of the e-commerce network. The third problem which is seen is the human dependency upon the inspection process. Today we are relying on the human eye for understanding. The logistic person who goes to the house of a person just looks at the product, and what he understands from the product, he just notes it down. So it is based on the intelligence of that person going there, what is captured back to the system. So it's not a foolproof system here. It's a human dependent system. So these are the challenges which I see in the returns management as one of the categories. In the break and fix service in the product life cycle, we have the first challenge we face is identifying of the NPF issues. This is a term typically used in the service industry. No trouble found, the NTF term. What does it translate to? It translates into basically, there was no trouble with the device. So customer, user thought there was a problem. It was an educational problem. There was a setting issue, or it had a very old firmware which needed to be upgraded. So there was, in short, there was no part requirement in this. Phone is working perfectly fine. There was no part requirement. The second is the validation of the product. Is the product which I am going to pick up the actual product? There's no visibility of that. So there is nothing to validate for the person going there, except he looked at the model. What is inside the product? Nobody knows. Whether there is an empty phone, there is no board inside the product, just an empty phone. He just does not know. He just picks up the product. The third challenge is disputes over damaged products. This is a very interesting thing. I think most of us, when we give a car for servicing, we enter into the service center, the advisor comes and he has a big list. He will check each and every spec of your car. He will look at the minute scratches, the dent, and will list it down. At the time of delivery, after the servicing, he does not come with the same checklist. He just comes there and he says, okay, your car is ready, sir, please take it and go. Right? The same in our industry also as smartphones. There is no checking at the time of taking product. So at the time of delivery, the customer opens it and says, this is the reverse here. He opens it and says, oh, I had given a phone which did not have scratches. Now I've received it, you can see the scratch over here. You can see a dent over there. He knows exactly where the dents are or where the scratches are, right? So that's another challenge which we face. And the fourth challenge is single view to the consumer or service partners. There's no visibility for the service partner or the consumer today. So he does not know. He has to keep calling the call center and say, is my product ready? Or the service center, is my product ready? Can I come to collect it? So that visibility is not given to the customers. The last cycle of the product is the upgrades or the buybacks. And what are the challenges? The first is getting a value for your product, getting value for your product back again. Most of the customers, if we have always faced that, we have a smartphone, we want to buy a new phone, so I have to get rid of this. So I go to the market, I go to the first shop and I show him this phone. He says, fine, this is a good phone, I'll give 1,000 rupees. The second person says 2,000 and so on. So there's no unified or standardized way of giving a value to your phone. So that's the first challenge we see in an upgrade or a buyback. Next is the high cost of inventory. If you are not liquidating the inventory which you have purchased or you have bought back, then you are stuck with that inventory because you have not paid the right price, and two, you're not able to sell it fast. That's the main second challenge. And the third challenge we see is identifying the reverse route based on the product condition. Today, everything is collected into one hub, but not distributed to a different channel. For example, if the product is not even worth keeping it, it should go to a recycle option. So it should be routed to a recycle vendor. So that sort of routing is not there currently in buybacks or in the upgrades. And the last challenge of all, this is everybody is working in a silos, which is creating a very poor customer experience. So we have a logistic provider, we have an after-sales partner, we have the OEM, we have the e-retailers. Imagine the customer calling the call center and asking, what is the status of my product? The call center says, I do not know, I'll get back to you. The service engineer visiting the customer's house and asking him, sir, what is wrong with your product? He says, last time also somebody else had come and he had repaired the same thing, now the same issue. So both, they do not know what is the history of the product. They don't have visibility. There is no ownership here because everybody is working in silos. So how do we address this? These challenges can be addressed by getting all the ecosystem partners aligned. So who are our ecosystem partners? The manufacturer, the OEM, the distributor. We have the online retail as well as the offline retail, the consumer, and all the support channels. The call center, the service partner, the logistic partner, trade-in, the payment gateways, and the insurance provider. all have to be connected together, and that's really possible through technology. That's when Servify comes in. So Servify has understood the entire pain points across the customer journey. Our vision has been to be the tech platform to provide all the ecosystem partners a great customer experience through one of the greatest after-service sales. This has been our vision, and in that vision, we were able to align all partners across the ecosystem on this platform. How does it work? Just a small example. If I just take the IMEI number of a device, okay, that's the unique number of every mobile. That comes typically from the manufacturer or the OEM. If I have that one small number, how will it transform the entire ecosystem? The call center will know exactly, instead of asking the customer, sir, when did you purchase the product? Not required. Call center has visibility on the IMEI number when it was shipped into the country, sold through the manufacturer. He would know the date of purchase. So no more asking for invoice copies. There's no need to ask the customer when did you purchase it. It's directly known to the call center. Same IMEI number through a service partner. If he searches it, he knows exactly what is wrong with the product. How many times this particular IMEI number has come for repair. What was the action done? What was the part replaced? So the entire system knows. The logistic partner, he's picking up the right product. IMEI number is the only identification number which determines the product to product. So everybody in the entire ecosystem, just one number is aligned through our platform. So this is a very small example which I'm giving you. Apart from this, what differentiates us from the rest? So this is a unified customer platform which delivers customer experience, is a smart product diagnostics. If you visit the Servify app and you download it and you see the smart product diagnosis, if you run that diagnosis, it will tell you the health of your product, the health of your device. Okay? And this goes into a long way in assessing whether the product needs a service or no. So most of the brands use this as a tool to reduce their NTF calls, give a better value to the customer, or in case they find that there's a particular battery which is draining very fast, the customer can download this app and immediately come to know what is the actual problem in the phone, whether it does require support, yes, no. We have a fair price calculator. As I said earlier, we have entire visibility of all brands because we work with most of the brands. A fair price calculator, if it's able to tell me your phone is still in warranty, has got 2 months of warranty remaining. Imagine the value simply changes because it's still in warranty. So this fair price calculator is strongly integrated with the entire ecosystem. We have a unique cracked screen detection. Today, you would always see that people try to, in terms when they're upgrading their phone or try to trade in, they try to hide a cracked screen because the cost of the mobile phone depends upon the screen also. That's one of the biggest contributor in terms of cost. So we have devised a cracked screen detection which can be done remotely. So you sitting in your house and I sitting in the office, or when you're running the fair price calculator, I can tell you whether your screen is broken or no. I don't have to physically come and see your phone. Intelligent route mapping. So we have done is, based on the conditions, based on our diagnosis, we are able to create a smart routing through which, based on the condition of the phone, the physical condition of the phone, we were able to create routes. So if I come to your house for an upgrade and I know it's not in a very good shape, it has to be recycled, it will automatically map back to the e-recycler. It will not go anywhere. So this is a fast turnaround of the product. Actionable fraud detections. We capture photographs at each stage. Each interaction, we are capturing the photograph of the product, the health of the product. That reduces the fraud. And a transparent process view. The customer has got complete visibility, end-to-end visibility through our app. So he gets each and every interaction, each and every instance is tracked, and the customer has the update. We do close to 2 million transactions per month. We have close to 45 plus brands we have partnered with. We have 7,000 plus service partners engaged with us, and almost 90K plus point of sales using our platform. So this has been the spread. You would have heard earlier, we are present in North America, headquartered in India, also present in Netherlands, in Singapore, in Australia. This shows at once the ecosystem which trusts us, the ecosystem which uses our platform. If I have to take segment or category wise, among the smart gadgets, we have the big names, Apple, OnePlus, Google, MI, LG, all on this platform. In the telcos, we have the e-commerce, we have the consumer electronics and IoT space. We are also present in the e-retailers. They use our platform, the distributors, and the insurance companies, brokers and administrators. So we have integrated, and with all the ecosystem partners, they use our platform in some way or the other to deliver. The main objective is better customer experience. So ladies and gentlemen, this was Servify, delivering great customer experience through our tech-enabled platform. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Melville Fernandes. I request you to please come back on the stage. Thank you so much for those informative slides. I now request Brigadier Sushil Bhasin to please come forward to present a token of appreciation to Mr. Fernandes. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.